With this coating we have on here, being insulation, is going to give us a thermal break. So anything that we clamp onto here and hold down that's touching there, like our aluminum framing that's coming up, is a thermal break. This week, we got to add another lizard skin product, and that is this one right here. So this is a ceramic insulation. So what this is going to do, it's going to put a coating on our walls. It's going to give us a moisture barrier, try and keep any condensation stuff from forming on our walls in behind our actual insulation. And it's going to make our actual insulation work less hard. Basically what we're doing is we're doubling up. Lizard Skin claims that from one side of the coating to the other, there could be a 30-degree differential. So if you watched our first video of doing the sound control of the Lizard Skin, it's going to be pretty much exactly the same, except for now we got insulation. Look at that. That's even thicker than the sound control was. That's crazy. It's almost like styrofoam. It's kind of weird. Interesting. So supposedly this has like little micro beads in it, and the micro beads are what reflect the heat or the cold back out the other direction. So again, we're going to use our stir stick that they gave us and start stirring for a couple minutes. So I have already set up my air compressor. I'll do a little cut in here. I have dual gauge on my compressor, in which I have the compressor pressure gauge as well as the tool pressure gauge. So on the instructions it says between 50 and 70 psi to the tool. And when I was spraying the sound control, I found when I set mine to 55 psi, that's when I got the smoothest coat out of them all. Let's see if I can actually hit the bin this time. Oh, perfect. It's going to drop the top right back down on. Don't need to seal it because you go through each one of these pretty quick. We got our gun with our nozzle. First thing we're going to do, I marked it on the tip. We're going to turn it out 2 turns. So we're going to go 1 turn. And then we're going to go 2 turns. Then we're going to lock this down. We're going to hook up our air supply and we're going to test it. Never spray on your canvas first, always use an old piece. I'm just going to take a shot. Look at that. I'm going to say it needs to be a little bit bigger, so we're going to open it up just a tad. You want a softball sized spray. There we go. Now we're ready to spray. I'm going to start from the front. We'll put some music on and let's start spraying. Okay, so it might be a little loud, but I got my buddy Kurt here. You gotta check this out. So watch this digital gun. So this is where, if you point it at where the liner is, it says 16.8. Now if you go to the bare steel, 21.2. Then if you go to the other side, where we just have the sound control, no lizard skin yet, it's at 22.2, 222. And the metal, 222. You can see already that lizard skin is given a 4 degrees difference. 16.9, 20.8. Crazy. If you think 20 degrees, 4 degrees difference, I've been breathing too many paint fumes, too many paint fumes. I've been breathing too many paint fumes. Paint fumes to do the math?
Boo!
But I'm telling you, it's a good number.
Into the black hole.
And here we are inside the van. I'm sorry, it did get a lot darker in here, obviously, because, well, And I should turn you that way so you're not staring straight at that light. So here she is. Look at that. Is that not nice looking? Yes, you can see in behind there is, obviously you couldn't get everywhere, but that's fine. The big panels is what we were worried about. Now, I wish I had 3 gallons of each more. That's the only way I could have got to the top recommended coating. But as I say in anything, even if it's only making a little bit of a difference, it is making a difference. So do it. If you can, do it. But that is pretty much all we have for you this week. Hope you enjoyed what you saw. A lot more to come. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button. And maybe, if you haven't already, maybe consider hitting that subscribe. 1 second actually, because if you watched the actual sound control video, I mentioned at the beginning that in the instructions it said do not use painter's tape. It said use automotive tape, but I already masked the whole thing. I wasn't gonna pull it all back off and redo it. Remember we mentioned that. So now I'm gonna unwrap this and let's see if it actually worked. So off first impressions, it looks like it's all held down for the most part. And then up here I did notice on these edges, it did start to roll a little bit. But other than that, it looks pretty good. Again, some of these areas are not painted. It'll be fine. Give it time, all right? Give it time. Don't start hammering on me just yet. And it should come off clean by the looks of it. So okay, you can see the challenge a bit. It is actually tearing the tape. So yeah, maybe you should use the automotive tape, I'm not sure. We're gonna plug away at this, and we will see you next Sunday. Perfect.